record just because it's early and you guys showed up, so we're just going to run with it.
Awesome.
So, like I just said to Mackenzie, my throat is very sore and hoarse, but other than that, I'm totally fine. So I know you guys can't see my screen. I don't know what's going on there either, but we're all here, so I'm just going to run with it. So just coming up here in the near future, this is all just within the next week. The main goal for each coach so that we can hit our big goal at the end of the year is just to hit Success Club 5 at minimum. Success Club 10 is just fun. So April 23rd is the Emerald push call. So if you are a newer coach or if you are an older coach who's not yet an Emerald, this is something that you can come to or like just tune into really to see what being an Emerald coach, like what the benefits are, why you would want to shoot for that, how to achieve that rank. So any of you guys are welcome for that. On April 27th, that's on Saturday, so next Saturday, we're going to have a team-wide coaching sneak peek through the Facebook group. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this. I'm just going to be doing it, so I wanted to invite you guys to do it with me. To be totally honest with you guys, I have flaked on like the last 3 months of doing this Facebook group when usually I do it very consistently. I've just been trying a lot of new things, and really I think the Facebook group is what works the best. I do like the Instagram group that I explained last month. I'm still adding girls to that as well, but the Facebook group is just what works the best, I think. You can just be more like real time there. April 25th, I believe that's Thursday. This is for a girl shooting for diamond. So if you are an Emerald coach, then you can show up for this and we will talk about diamond. And this is more of, like it says there, this is more of a mastermind session where we are coming in, we're brainstorming and we're talking about your business specifically and we're asking questions. We're really digging deep into what you're already doing that's working and maybe a few tweaks that you need to make to change to go to the next level, because what got you to Emerald is not what's going to get you to diamond necessarily. So you have to level up a little bit more. Also, if you're planning on going to Summit, so if you are a new coach in our group, you need to check out coachsummit.com if you haven't already and see if you are available July 11th through the 13th to go to Summit in Indianapolis with us. I still have hotel rooms, and if you are a Diamond by Summit, you still earn your hotel room is paid for by me. All right, next, we're just gonna go right into it. This is exciting because I was not expecting this. We did not, as a team, I felt like, we still, I'm so sorry about my voice. As a team, we still did great in March. Like we stayed consistent, but February was definitely a better month. So I was completely blown away to see that we were still in the top 200 teams in the entire network. So if you are just now joining our team, you're on a really good team. I can say that with pride because it's not me that's doing it. It's the coaches that are all a part of this. So this is not just the Lauren show, just so you guys know that. All of these, these standings are for our team as a whole, not just me. So the fact that we are 144 in the entire network is pretty psychotic, you guys. We're really, really proud of what you guys are doing. So we have 5 new Emeralds on our team just this year alone. And then this is just the totals we have right here, but that's actually not even correct because we have an additional 25 points because Jen rocked it and got Success Club her first 3 months of her business and gave us an additional 25 points, which is like almost doubled our points basically, which is insane. So thank you, Jen. All right, so today we're just talking about like creating a simple system for success. And the reason why this is like really on the forefront of my mind is because I did get to a point where my business owned me and the joy was completely taken out of it. And I was just hustling for like the Success Club points, or I was hustling for like making sure even like this to-do list, I'm a to-do list person. So sometimes it was just the hustle just to get the to-do list done. And so sometimes the real heart of my business was taken away, which is helping women and also helping you guys advance your business, because I know this is also a huge like income booster for a lot of us. So there are 2 ways that you can run your business instead of letting it run you. There are power pockets, which is when you just do the small actions in little increments throughout the day. And then there are set hours. And I'll tell you guys right now, I'm in a hybrid of that. I don't just sit there. Like there's one coach I was watching, and she said she does all of her work. Like she literally will shut her door and no one's allowed to talk to her from 7 to 9 every single day, except for Sundays. So she does set hours and it works better for her. I'll be honest, I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old here at my house. I cannot shut the door and tell them to leave me alone, but I can work with their father, work with my husband, and set hours and set times that I can. And so I'm in like a hybrid where I can wake up early and get a lot done, and do like an hour there. And then before bed, I can do an hour. And that's pretty much how I work it. I do my Instagram stories throughout the day because that to me is just more natural. Like I'm not one of these people that I think I could save up all my Instagram stories and just post them all at once. So the only thing I do throughout the day is my Instagram stories. All right. I try not to make a post. If I do make a post, it's because it was already written, because I do not have time while I'm changing diapers. I do not have time to sit down and create a good, thoughtful post while they're running around like crazy people around my feet. So I usually do all of that at one time, which I'll get to that. So if you're wanting to know, so just the very basis of so it's like, Lauren, that's great. I'm going to do power pockets, or I'm going to do set hours, whatever. What am I going to be doing in those power pockets or those set hours? You're going to be doing everything on the Success Club system tracker that is right here on the screen. There's absolutely no magic that I'm doing that's different than any other coach. There is no secret. The secret is this tracker, okay? If you're doing everything on this tracker and you're doing it, the key is doing it with excitement, then you will be growing your business each month and you will be helping us get to elite. And this will be super fun for you guys if you're doing it the right way. I've learned that the coaches that do it halfway are the ones that quit because there's no fun in it, because they're not growing and they just keep frustrating themselves. So, and I'm not saying it has to take over your life. Once again, this is about owning your business and not letting it own you. But at the same time, you need to be proactive and just really take charge of your own growth. All right. So this is a lot of words, and I'm going to hide. I think I can hide this up here. I can't. Okay. This is a lot of words, but this is just how I like to put it all out there for you. And then you can write down what you want and keep up with me that way. So number one, here's my number one tip to avoid burnout and getting overwhelmed and all the things with this business. Do not answer messages on the fly. Now, when you are a new coach and you're just starting out and you get that one message and you're excited, it's okay. Like that's totally fine. I remember when I first started, like the first 6 months, I could do that. I could answer messages on the fly and it was fine because I wouldn't forget about them because I was so excited. All right. But when you get to the point where you're 3 years into the business and you get people messaging you little questions and stuff all the time, and it's not always send me a challenge pack, I want to buy and blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about that. But just every time I check my phone, I have about 10 to 12 messages either on Instagram or Facebook. And it's not all people trying to buy, but it's people asking me questions or it's saying like, does a green container count as this or whatever? It's just random questions. But if I go to message those or if I go to answer those, I'm going to miss the people that were asking questions about joining. And that I have missed so many people that way. And I am done doing that. So I don't want you guys to make the same mistake. That's why I'm giving you all this information. Once again, sorry for my voice. So and this is what I've started doing. So if you're like, hey, Lauren's not answering her messages quite as quickly anymore, this is why. I only open up my messages and answer them when I have my tracker out in front of me so that I can make sure that I write down who is asking good questions. And so just for you guys that maybe missed, I think it was 2 weeks ago call, I don't write down the name of every single person that I send an invite to. I only write down the names of people who respond back to me or who have asked me a question and haven't joined yet. Because, for example, if I send out a message to somebody and they never answer me back, there's no need to have their name written down because there's not a conversation there and there's nothing to track. and there's not a relationship yet. So I only write down people's names once we've started a relationship. And for those of you who are newer and you're freaking out about the fact that you're going to have to invite, don't worry, you'll get there. I'll show you how to do it without being a weirdo. I don't like being a weirdo either. Now, the number 2 thing, this is huge, and it's just so monumental in terms of like actually having a business. So my number 2 tip is to make an office, quote unquote, which mine, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about my voice. There we go. Is to make an office and set some boundaries. Oh my gosh, hold on, I'm gonna go try to call. This is terrible. Okay, I seriously do not know what's wrong. Like I said, I feel totally fine. I just can't talk. So weird. So make an office and set some boundaries. For me, my office is I'm sitting here in my office right now, which is at the end of my dining room table. I have a buffet over off to the side that I keep everything in a drawer. And then when I start to work, I pull it all out. That is not fancy, you guys. I'm not saying you have to like clear out a room. This is not fancy whatsoever. But it is my office. This is where I come to do my work. This is where I feel productive, and then I can still kind of keep an eye on my home for when my husband's not here. But here's the biggest deal is you have to talk about your goals with your husband or your spouse or your boyfriend or your fiance, whoever. You have got to talk about your business goals. For 2 reasons, all right? Before I did that with Josh, he was clueless. It wasn't that he wasn't supportive, but he was honestly just clueless. And so I would get over here to say I'm working, and he couldn't really support that because he had no clue what I was doing was actually productive. To him, it was, oh, Lauren's just over there to like get away. But that's not what I was doing. Clearly, I was over here working. This business takes work. But he didn't understand that. And so and the reason, I'll be honest, the reason I didn't communicate that was because I felt guilty for taking time to work. So I would just kind of like write it off. Like, I'm just going to go over here and just kind of do my thing for a minute. And if you need me, just call. And so of course they would need me because they're 2 little kids and whatever. And he was off doing his own thing because he wasn't mindful that I needed someone to take care of them while I was doing this. So anyways, even if you are like, don't have kids yet, you've got to communicate your goals to your spouse because it's just more fun. Like I show Josh my compensation plan. Like I show him, this is what I earned from challenge pack sales. This is what I earned from the team bonus. This is what I earned. And so it's like, this is part of his life, this is a real thing to him too. And another thing is if you have kids, I also set boundaries with them in terms of mommy has to work. And here's why. I grew up with parents who owned a business, and I remember because I was always with my mom because she owned her own business so she could take me with her. And I remember going up and trying to have conversations with her about who knows what, probably my Barbie dolls and Polly Pockets. And she would say, Lauren, not right now. I am doing the invoices. I can't talk to you right now. And I never felt slighted. And she was modeling how to be successful. She was modeling successful habits for me. And I thank her for that. And so I don't want you to think that if you are a mom, that you have to feel guilty for running a business that blesses your family. All right? Rachel Hollis was saying that she went to Africa. She went to Ethiopia, and she was talking to women who had literally been pulled out of prostitution, who had a family. They had a family, but they were feeding their family with prostitution. And they had been pulled out of that to be given real jobs. And so Rachel Hollis was talking to this one woman who had been pulled out of prostitution and was now given a real job. And she was like, yeah, a lot of moms in America feel guilty, for having like a side hustle or having like your own business. And this mother was floored. And she said, you feel guilty for being able to provide for your family without having to like go into prostitution? It's like, she was just mind blown. And like to hear it that way, you're going, oh my gosh, like that's so true. And so she was like, we are modeling successful habits for our children in real time. Like we always say we want to raise successful children. The way to do that is to show them how. And so by setting boundaries, like healthy boundaries, obviously you can't like lock them in their room while you're doing your work. But you know what I'm saying? Like setting healthy boundaries, like, no, mom is doing this, you go play. And then, you know, while I'm doing this, you go do that. Then we can reconvene later. I take care of my kids. Do not get the wrong idea. Like I feed them lunch. I know they're full. I know their diapers are changed. I know they're happy. And then I make them go play like normal American kids. And then I work on my business. So, and that's only whenever I have to. Usually I try to do it before they wake up or when they go to bed. But sometimes I have to. Like right now, Hank's in the living room. He sees what I'm doing. He knows he's not supposed to be in here. So that's just a side note. I want you guys to know that like letting them watch you work, your husband too, is only going to make them better as long as you don't make this an idol, obviously. Another thing too, just on that, to make it really fun, I explained to my son that we have Success Club in our business. This is my 4-year-old. And I told him that when I hit Success Club 10 every month, we can go do something really fun. Usually for him, because he's just a goofball, that's going to Cracker Barrel. Like that's his favorite thing in the world. So he's always like, Mommy, did you get Success Club 10? I'm ready to go to Cracker Barrel. So that's like our fun family thing. And it makes it a family thing. Like it makes this business a family thing for my whole family that we can all enjoy, that when Mommy meets goals, we all are blessed. And so it's really fun to do that. I really encourage you to set some sort of celebration when you hit your Success Club goal for the month with either your husband or with, you know, I don't know, someone else on your team that's close by to you, or with your kids. It makes it so much fun. Okay, number 3, you guys have probably noticed this. This is when you start building a team and you're getting a lot of questions each and every day, which is fine. Please, you guys, please never feel guilty for sending me questions, all right? Don't feel guilty for sending me messages about certain things that you need help with in your business. Please do not. However, I obviously cannot get to all of them as much as I want to. Like, I have to unplug for a lot of hours throughout the day to take care of my crazies. And so, which is great. I love all of it. I really do, but that's why it has to be organized. So create pods for your coaches as you begin to build a team. This is number 3. If you don't have enough time yet, if you don't have enough coaches yet, then you can add them to the pods that you guys have been added to here recently this week, so that they can stay connected and, more importantly, develop leadership. So if you are a brand new coach on our team, you should be, so if you're not, let me know, you should be in the Rising Emeralds group, because if you're a brand new coach, you're just an active coach, your first rank advancement would be to get to Emerald. And so you're in the Rising Emeralds group. What these pods are, and I'm calling them pods just because that's what they call them. I don't know these terms. Anyways, so what these pods do is it allows you guys to bounce ideas off of each other because you're in the same category. And so here's the thing. If I were to put us in a main like our whole team in one big thread, which I still have, but it's for a different purpose. You're not going to feel like you can ask some of the questions that you want to ask because you're going to feel like they're stupid questions just because you're newer and you don't know the answers yet. So the whole goal of you being in the Rising Emerald pod is for you to be able to ask questions that you know, my kids are in there yelling, so that you can ask questions that you know that all Emerald coaches are probably asking. And some of them will probably know the answer so that you guys can start answering yourselves. And that way, if I can't get to it right away, there's someone else answering your question, or at least trying, or you're brainstorming together. So that's the goal there. If you are an Emerald coach on our team, you are now in the Rising Diamonds Success Pod, which is, like I said, is just a Facebook Messenger thread. That's all it is. It's nothing crazy special, except for the fact that you are all in there, you're all Emeralds, and you're all pushing for Diamond. And so then your conversations can change and get a little bit more fine-tuned to, okay, I'm pushing for this. What have you guys done for this? Or I'm having trouble developing leaders in this way. How are you guys developing your leaders? And so on. And then our main pod is the Team United Legacy Facebook message thread. And so what that is for is just like, hey, our team call is such and such date, like what I did this morning and last night. All right, number 4, to not lose your mind while you're running this business, is to create weekly habits. So you set your hours, or you decide you're going to do Power Pockets. So that's step 1. But then from there, you kind of need to create a weekly habit on other things. So one way to not lose your mind is to like make the same type of posts on social media every Monday. So like every Monday you can do a motivational post of some sort to get people fired up on a Monday. And that's like, I'm talking just on your main social media, whether it's Facebook or Instagram that you're doing. I do both. And then every Tuesday, maybe you share like a food tip. And then every Wednesday you share like a workout tip. You know, you just always have the same. Maybe every Thursday you're sharing like what you love about coaching and what your paycheck did for you, because we get paid on Thursdays. So just kind of always write your content to be kind of similar, so that you're not sitting there going, oh, what am I going to write about today? It's like, no, it's Tuesday. I'm going to write about like some sort of food tip that has helped me this week. So that's one way to like kind of just get everything flowing. Another thing you can do is always write your content at the same time each week when you feel the most creative. For me, since I love being a Beachbody coach so stinking much, I used to absolutely hate my Sundays, because that meant on Monday I had to go back to my job that I hated. But now my Sundays are my most exciting day of the week, because I'm like, tomorrow's Monday and I get to do what I want. And so on Sunday night, I always feel really creative after I put the kids to bed. And so I sit down and I write a rough draft. Hang on, bud. I write a rough draft of every post that I'm going to do for the week. And then I don't always have the pictures already taken, but I kind of know in my head what picture I'm going to put with it. So that's what I do for that. And then always check in with your challengers on a consistent basis, not just randomly. So maybe you want to do that every first Monday of the month, or every first Friday of the month. And then again on the second Friday of the month, on the third, or maybe you want to do it weekly. Maybe your challengers really want you to check in with them on a weekly basis. So you do like every Friday or Saturday or Sunday, make sure that you're doing it on a consistent basis. And it's not like, well, I guess I'll check in with them today, because then you're never going to feel like you're in control of your business. You're going to feel like it's in control of you, because there's not like a set activity you're doing on a consistent basis. And then lastly, key tip. This is just what I've learned. This is what all successful coaches say. Your clients, so that we're talking fitness-wise, and your coaches, business-wise, are only going to do 20 to 40% of what you do. Now, every once in a while, you will get a unicorn coach or client that will just be amazing and run right with you or run ahead of you and do even better than you in the business or with fitness every once in a while. But usually, anyone that joins you is only going to do 20 to 40% of what you do. So what that means about you is that you, since all you can control is your actions and consistency, that means we get to level up, which I love. Because if we don't level up, no one else who is under our leadership will level up either. And I can say that in motherhood. That's true for motherhood. I can say that's true in just my friendships. I can say that's true in this business and in fitness. Like, so true. Lindsay Matway, she's one of our main upline coaches, if you don't know who I'm talking about. But she once gave the analogy of, if she is leading people through a rainforest with a machete and she is cutting the brush out as she goes, no one else, she's not expecting anyone else to run ahead of her and start cutting through that brush. Like, she's the one that is leading the group, so she cannot expect to just stand there and let people like do that for her. And she made the point that the people behind her can only go as fast as she is, breaking ground, really. And so it just really, I love that image of being like, okay, this morning I'm up and I'm going to break new ground so that the people behind me can learn how to break it too. Like, guys, if there's anything I love in this business, it's the fact that I know that you guys push me, because if I'm not moving, I know you're probably not going to be moving. So that is to take the same mindset for your coaches and your clients. If you're not moving, they're not going to move. It's just not how it works. So I am really sorry that my screen, did not work today. And I'm also really sorry that my voice did not work today. But are there any questions before I close us out? I did want to say, for the newer coaches that are going to watch the recording or are watching right now, to get that Success Club system tracker, go to your back office log in, go to training, and then it will say Success Club System, and you will see that. Now, and also, don't be overwhelmed by that. You know, like I tell everyone every time, no one expects you to go do a 21-day fixed workout all the way through without modifying for the first week or two, right? You're going to modify. So like even on the Success Club tracker system, even on anything else you're learning in life, like you have got to take it step by step and bite by bite. So if that Success Club system tracker is just too much for you for the first month of your business, do what you can and modify the rest. It's the same principle as if you're learning a new workout. So don't be intimidated by it. All right, if there's no questions, I will go ahead and end the meeting, but I just wanted to give you guys a chance. I will post this recording in the Team United Legacy pod after we are done, so you can go back if you missed anything or wanted to hear more. And then once again, you can still ask me questions in that pod, or just sending me a text. Please, for the love of Pete, that was not the point of this call, was to tell you guys not to send me messages, but just know that those success pods are there for you guys to like really have a community aspect in figuring some things out. All right, well, happy Saturday. I'm becoming a soccer mom for the first time today, so I'm getting ready to take my oldest to that, and then we're doing an Easter egg hunt. So I hope you guys have an awesome Easter weekend.
Happy Easter.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.